cybersecurity can no longer silo itself. It's got to be like front and center.
I still see cyber siloed into IT teams, but is a business responsibility. It should not be pushed all the way down into just a technical team.
Hi, I'm Katie Watson, and welcome to the Cybersecurity in Focus podcast. We created this podcast at Seek on Cyber for the people who have the challenge of making cybersecurity work in the real world. So, whether you're leading security, sitting in IT, responsible for risk and compliance, or maybe you're a business leader trying to make the right calls without getting lost in all the hype. The idea is simple. Honest conversations with practitioners and leaders about what actually strengthens your defenses. Not just the tools, but the decisions, the culture, the communication, and the habits that over time make an organization more resilient. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Culture absolutely will dictate not just whether you will be breached, again, crisis language, but how well you're able to recover and move on from it. It'll also dictate transformation programs. It'll dictate so much the culture.
Anything the new generation need to be aware of?
This is chronic old man syndrome in the industry, right? A lot of people that have been around since the days of assembly and C and C++, they know certain tricks and hacks that were essentially patched or sorted out years ago, and we have a new generation that doesn't like to do low-level coding, and they find new vulnerabilities or find that they are vulnerable to certain things that they didn't anticipate.
Just because you're technical, just because you work in cybersecurity, maybe you've dealt with 100 corporate incidents, and just because you have all of that behind you doesn't mean you know how to guide someone through a cyber stalking case or a sex stalking case or a revenge porn case. These are really complex issues that have technology in them, but also have real physical and kind of mental health risks.
Happen because if I can think of them, they can think of them. So it's testing for everything. But there's also the part where we'll run a test, but have you actually got all the people in the room that in a real incident would be managing that? Have you considered the fact that you need to contact your cyber insurance provider to let them know and allow them to be part of that incident? And have you accounted for the fact that your turnover for that test, whilst in a test environment, might only be 24 or 48 hours to recovery, that in a real live incident, that could be 3 to 6 months of 24-hour incident response.
Join us every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts.